I'd like to tell you how a tradesman instantly built up a business and he's making £150,000 a year. I guess that's about $180,000 a year. And he built it up really, really fast. And the way he did it was he found the very smart blocks in his areas with porters and got the business from them. But it's not as simple as that, but I'm going to give you the full formula. First, he went to the porters and he said about his business, how much he charges and all the rest of it. And they were very nice to him and they said, yes, we're going to give you loads of business. Days passed, weeks passed, nothing happened. So he realized he'd have to adjust the formula. So he went to them and he said, for each referral you give me, I will give you £40. And he was charging good money. It was a smart block, so he knew to charge a lot because if he was cheap, they wouldn't want to touch him. And he wanted a business with good clients that would pay good money. And things started to happen. He got calls, he got referrals. But then he didn't know which porter it was. And it didn't work unless the porter who was referring got the money themselves. It just didn't happen. So what he did is he said, whoever calls me to say about that client gets the money. So when the porter knew there was a person wanting it and the person who lived in that block spoke to the porter or concierge or person at reception and said, hi, I'm looking for an electrician or a tradesman or a painter, whatever it may be, because he did all kinds of general stuff, then he would say, certainly, I'll get someone to call you. The receptionist called the tradesperson. The tradesperson then went, yes, great, and I'll give you the £50 when I come in. And then he calls the client and it's organised. And what happened amazingly was that he only paid out when he got the call from the receptionist. And after the first job, normally the customer, the person who lives in that block, called him directly. Sometimes it was through the receptionist and he paid again, but he only paid when he got that call. And that meant he could trace where it came from and all the rest of it. And it got really, really profitable, not just because it was wealthy people, but because all the clients were very close together. So if there was a block with 200 residents in, and over a while it built up that he had more and more and more of those residents in there, more and more repeat business, more and more referrals, all of them were close to each other. So when he came to traveling from one client to the other, they were just next to each other, which was amazing. And when he went to suppliers, it was the same supplier as it was close to each other. So the same painting supplier or the same plumbing supplier, it was close by. And he made massive money because everything, so I'm not editing these videos, I'm just saying it straight. Everything was close to each other. And I'm not giving tax information about how he did the tax stuff, I'm going to leave that with you. But this is how the business worked. And he managed to make a lot of money very quickly, because very quickly with no investment in advertising, just paying out when he got the jobs. And after a while, with most of them just being repeats, not paying out at all, he built up a very, very big business. And this 150,000 is just his labour. It doesn't even cover the 20% he put on top for parts. See you soon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.